Today we're going to talk about self-care. Always running on empty. You're never able to recharge. How about that you're expected to show up strong for everything? Well, you're not alone. Today we're talking about self-care. I've heard from so many women who really, especially as we're in our careers, that's the number one thing that they find is missing. In fact, it can cause them to tear up because they do feel like they are missing so much. It's been really, really hard for them to deal with it. And I understand it as well. It takes away your joy, it takes away your laughter. We've talked about joy. We haven't talked about laughter yet, but that'll be one we'll talk about in the future. But it's about taking care of ourselves. Often last on the list, right? Right? Last on the list, especially those who like to care for other people. Today, I want to remind you self care isn't selfish because when you're at your best, you have so much more to give everyone else. Think about the Western philosophy. There's never enough time to do everything you want to do. But the Eastern philosophy, there's always enough time to do what's most important. So we're going to talk about self-care because I find that's really, truly important, especially when it comes to stress, especially when it comes to making better choices in our lives. These live talks, I post them on my YouTube channel, Stress Intelligence. So I hope that you sign up. I was talking to one of my girlfriends today, Gayleen, who talked about something that I thought you'd really appreciate. She talked about each day that we start with a bowl of marbles. Now, I'm not talking about losing your marbles, although that can happen too. I'm talking about a bowl of marbles. Every decision that you make, every challenge that you face, it's like taking away one of the marbles that you started with. So maybe by noontime, people expect you to do so much more, and there's nothing left, right? There's nothing left. Your energy, your focus, your ability to make those great choices. And now you don't have anything to give anyone, especially yourself. How do you keep that bowl full? How do you take care of yourself in a way that will help you? In past talks, we've mentioned some of these. Someone pushes you to your limits. Well, we can train to do better. We can do things to help us have greater capacity. That doesn't mean that you won't face your limits or you feel like you need to stop. It's so important, especially caregiving, right? We're involved with so many things. Kathy just joined us, and Kathy is caregiving. Stacen has been caregiving for our veterans for many, many years. We want to make sure that we realize what's happening to us each day so that we can hold on to our best and keep our bowl as full as possible. Because guess what? You can put more marbles back in there. I want to share an acronym with you that will summarize what I'm talking about here. An acronym, it's MARBLE. The first marble is the M. It's be mindful. What does that mean? We've talked about this in so many ways. Pause, breathe deeply, and ground yourself in what truly matters. Now, I have a whole exercise, the pause. My girlfriend Gayleen, who talked about marbles today, she uses it frequently because otherwise you're like a bull in a china shop and you're stomping around breaking everything. If you don't realize what's most important, and that first piece we have talked about is the breath, making sure that you get control of your breath and breathe deeply and ground yourself back to what matters. You might be making choices that you're going to regret because you don't have that capacity. What's the A? Acknowledge your needs. It's so important. Don't wait for burnout. Don't wait until you can't take it anymore. Check in with your body, check in with your mind, check in with your heart. All of these things matter. Acknowledge your needs. They're not selfish. It's important. If you can't be at your best, how can you help others be at their best? What's the R? Replenish regularly. Now, this is something I really, really want you to think about. Don't wait for burnout. Build self-care in your daily life. The B is where you build your body's capacity. You're constantly, as well, here replenishing. What does that look like? In addition to your breath, it's also hydrating. making sure morning, noon, and night that you have enough water in you. When you think we're over 70% water, I have to be very careful because I have photophobia, hypersensitivity to light. I know when I'm dehydrated and my eyes are about 99% water. So if I'm not giving myself enough water, it's going to hurt. Build your body's capacity. What else is there? Nourishing, making sure we're eating the right foods. I already talked about my chunky bars and chocolates and things like that. You may not agree, but I believe that you're missing something essential in that chocolate bar that you need to have to replenish and build your body back. I don't want it all the time, but I do like it a lot of times. If I deny myself, it's probably all I'm going to think about is eating it. Eating a lot of sugar is not very good. You can talk about ways that it hurts your body. A little bit's okay, but you don't want to overdo. I do like my sweets. Nourishing your body can also be with some natural supplements and things. Many of them just go through our body, but we know if we're deprived of certain things, what's missing in our body can really, really help us. Another one is sleep. How many of you get enough sleep? My brain is usually on overtime, so I am thinking a lot. I am finally, after years, working on getting more sleep. At least, if I can't get it at night, having a nap. I'm blessed because I can take a nap. What do you do? How do you make sure that you're sleeping enough? How do you make sure at night that you're actually resting? Many people tell you don't go on the computer or watching a screen right before you go to sleep. Now, for my husband, not a problem. Doug can look at his screen and go right to sleep. That's not me. If I'm looking at my screen, I can read a book. That can put me to sleep. But being on the screen, that can sometimes activate my brain to want to think more. But sleep is so important. What's going to work for you? Some people need 7 hours. Some people only need 4 hours. Find out what it's right for you. Also moving, exercising in some way. I say if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So you want to move your body as much as you can. Maybe just little things, 5-minute bursts. You maybe can't do an hour or 2 hours. I'm blessed that I finally figured out I may not like to get up early, but getting up early allows me to go ride my bike before it gets too hot or the day takes over. Find that sweet spot that works for you. I like that if I'm going to ride a bike up the hill, down the hill, and then you got to clean up. So I figure an hour. Some of us don't have that. There are many times I didn't have that time. So maybe you can only do it in 5-minute bursts and could be isometrics more than anything. Or breathing deeply. Amazing how many people lose weight just by breathing deeply. A lot of us use only 50% capacity of our lungs, but when we're using more, that can help a lot. In the marbles, the B is hugely important in our day to build us, give us that capacity, and honor this beautiful miracle that's our bodies. I'm still impressed that we can do all that we can do. Whenever you lose a capacity, like when my shoulder goes out, you realize, oh my gosh, look how much my shoulder can do. But then when it's hurting, you realize that's the time you don't want to figure that out. You want to take care of yourself so you don't have to deal with that. The L in marble, let go of perfection. Can I say that again for some of us? Let go of perfection. Many of us will not do something unless we're perfect at it. I can tell you it's like this video. As much as I want to prepare for this and people tell me, oh, you got to do this for the prep, I think it's better to do it than not do it. So if perfection is holding you back from achieving your goals, that can add stress to you and you're not taking care of yourself. Indulge yourself. Lower your standards in perfection. I'm not saying like an aircraft, you want to go at 90% building an aircraft. No, you're building your body, you know the latitude that you have, but perfection strikes into things like fear. We can talk fear at another time. Right now, let's just say we don't have to be perfect. Progress is more important than perfection. Any little step that you can take towards something that you really want to achieve is so much better. Those of you who are on here, I'm just going to say that you're perfect the way you are. If you want to do something else, then choose to do it. Don't let anything hold you back. Perfection can sometimes hold us back from the many things that we love and want to embrace in our lives, especially with self-care. Finally, the E, it's embrace, support, and community. It's hard for some of us to ask for help. I did tell you that my husband Doug has a language with me when he's asking me if I need help. I'm getting better at it. For example, for those of you who have joined my YouTube channel, Stress Intelligence, thank you. That is important to me right now because I want to gain traction and I want you to have a reliable place that we can have these discussions. Talk about things that matter to you, especially because that's who I want to help. I mean, I can talk about myself all day, but I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this on the chance that something you hear today is going to help you. I will tell you, self-care is really at the top of many people's lists right now, especially accomplished women who are so smart, so caring, so helpful. Yet self-care is last on the list. The cost of that is joy, their health, their sleep, all those things, their relationships, the choices that are being made. It is a vital thing to do. This is a daily exercise. This is something that you don't just say, I can worry about it tomorrow. Nope. Figure out when's the last time you laughed or danced or smiled or did something like that and start there. Start wherever you want to once you realize it. I'll guarantee that it'll start putting more marbles back into your bowl and it'll bring you love and it'll bring you joy because in the end, it is the relationships that give us joy. Starting with ourselves. We have to like ourselves and love ourselves. We may not be perfect. We won't stop trying to do things for other people. Sometimes it's just a few minutes in the bathtub. I love my bathtub, but there are times I got 2 minutes to go jump in my tub. I don't care. That's enough. I turn it on while I'm doing something else, and then I jump in. I spend 2 minutes. I close my eyes. I get my breathing down. And then I may have to jump right out. But at least it gives me the idea, oh, I'm enjoying this tub. I want to enjoy the tub. So 2 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever it is. So that's the picture I posted. No, it's so funny because it was deeply personal. I talked about what fills you up, but also limiting exposure to the things that drain you. Maybe turn off your phone more often. I know that you've got people who depend on you, but maybe you could put the ringer off for a while and not keep it next to you, stepping away from social media. I'm happy that you're here today. I don't spend all my time here. People know if they want to get a hold of me, they have to text me because I may put my phone down, but I will check it later. Do whatever it is you need to do to protect that energy of yours. If you would do a huge favor to yourself, if this has sparked something in your thinking, go ahead and answer what would refill your bowl of marbles today. What are things that you love to do to refill that bowl? Because when you write it down and you have it available to you, chances are you will do it. And it might inspire somebody else. Wouldn't that be great to help someone else just by voicing what's going on and having the courage to go ahead and put a comment? Remember, you deserve to be cared for. Self-care is an indulgence. It's essential to all of us. It's the foundation for everything that we want to do. If I challenge you, choose just one piece of the marble acronym that I shared today to help you and make it yours. Start small. You don't have to start big, but start somewhere. And make it less of an issue for you every time you do. If this talk spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. And know that others want to hear about it too. Thank you for listening. Your joys, your marbles are worth protecting. So do it every day. Aloha.